head, one hand on the low back. If your shoulder mobility doesn't allow for this, you can slide those contact points up and down just a little bit. So to begin the test here, we're going to be testing for the ability to hinge at the hip. So we're going to show you this from the side. We can see here, to set it up perfectly, we're going to have the feet just about shoulder width apart. We want to make sure that that maintains constant for when we do a retest. A slight bend in the knee, about 5 to 10 degrees to start. Now the goal when we do the test is not to change that knee position at all and just hinge through the hip. So from here, we're going to go ahead and push the hips back, hinging at the hip right here. You can see all the motion coming right from there, keeping the back nice and straight the entire time. We're looking to get to about 75 degrees here, not quite parallel with the floor. Will's demonstrating the ability to go parallel to the floor, keeping the knee at that same angle. So we're going to come all the way back up. He maintained his contact points. That's going to be a 3. Adequate hip hinge. So a 2 is going to be some compensation. So those compensations are going to be, when we go down into the test, we're going to kind of get a little squatty with it. We're going to have a little bit extra knee bend, or you might see these contact points starting to get a little bit loose. And so that's going to be a compensated test. A 1 is going to be if we simply cannot get into the hip hinge without getting extremely squatty or getting a lot of flexion through the spine. So there's that inadequate ability to hinge at the hip in isolation. And then of course a 0 is going to be if we have any pain associated. So the pain points are going to be the lower lumbar spine, SI joint region, front of the hip, or even a little bit of nerve tension that runs down that sciatic nerve on the back of the leg or the hamstring. So again, this test is to see how good we are at hinging at the hip. It's going to be important for deadlifting from the floor and doing any hip hinge motions.